Hello city, hello world, and welcome to another installation of the Gospel Jazz Connection. Wow, it's a beautiful day out in our neighborhood. We're in the beautiful City of Angels, and we have a beautiful crew of ladies in front of me. We've got the sky overhead that's blue with sun shining through, and that's just what we're going to do today. We're going to let the sun shine through. I am D Nice. This is the Gospel Jazz Connection. And for those that don't know what the Gospel Jazz Connection consists of, you've been under a rock for a long time. You need to climb from under that one there. Basically, what we do each and every week is we find problems, and we find situations, and we bring you the solutions to those above listed toils of your life. And we give you 3 opinions. Mine doesn't really count, okay? But still, we have 3 ladies with us today that's going to bring you some good knowledge based upon their experiences, their skills, and their expertise. And then at the end of the day, you wrap this together in your own style, and you put together something that works for you. And meantime, in between time, we listen to this beautiful smooth jazz behind us that just kind of like lets the conversation flow. They say music calms the savage beast. And you see a lot of savage beasts running around on Fridays, rush hour traffic, getting ready for these weekend festivities. So let's breathe. Let's bring it home. Because this is the Gospel Jazz Connection. And for the next 1 hour, that means 60 minutes, you're going to be entertained. So meantime, in between time, sit back, relax, and watch with your ears. That music sounds so good, don't you agree? Wow. Okay, let's get this party started the right way. Okay, this first young lady that we're seeing coming to the stage, my business partner. Let me see. We're going to have to do something in this one. We'll make it work, but she's got this mic covering her face, and I don't know if that's intentional, but you might have to bring that mic down a little bit. Okay, yeah, okay. Down a little more. There you go. Let's talk real now. Now, guys, come on now. She just had the mic covering all of that like she was at a masquerade ball talking about, this is me. I'm here as a microphone. Okay, she says she's top secret information, so that's all good. Ladies and gentlemen, this young lady here, who has been my business partner for a while, I don't know how long it is, once we snatched her from Marla Gibbs back in the day when we first started working together.
1992.
I see. It's been so long, I forgot about it. I think that was about the time I was stopping drinking and all this other stuff. And, she remembers all that stuff, too, because I used to, man, just, what I'm saying?
You were cray-cray.
I was in Hollywood. I was real Hollywood. In fact, we were talking about it the other day. There's a major theater on Hollywood Boulevard that there was a young man that had a show, a variety show. We would do it every week out of that one there, and my name was in this big marquee on the billboard. And so all of Hollywood knew who D Nice was. I mean, I was the voice. I was doing this. I was doing that one, signing. It was something else. And it was respecting that we really talk about now. A lot of crazy chances I took, man.
But I met you before that, because I met you when you was on stage plays. Because remember, me and my family was also an actress.
Oh, that's right. We met you at Marla's stage. Okay, I got you. Okay, yeah.
I was the judge that convicted you in the play.
Okay, I got you. I was trying to figure out, where do I know this chick from? Besides meeting her with Marla. Okay, that's correct. You guys were doing, that's right, the stage play. Wow, okay.
At the Vision Theater.
That is correct. Back in the day, man, it's been a long time, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me get back to this one here. She's trying to throw me off course.
Yeah.
This young lady, so it shows that I've known her for quite a while. This young lady here has been in the aerospace industry for a lot of years. And she's a muckety-muck, what they call muckety-mucks, doing some things. Also working with the acquirement of new graduates that are looking for careers that can go into the Northrop Grumman way of life, the Boeing way of life, anything aerospace. So it kind of like directs people from college, engineering backgrounds, mathematical backgrounds, to what we need now in aerospace. So that's a good thing that you do, helping these young people find their first career.
That's one of my passions.
Yeah.
I really enjoy getting people when they're in college,
right,
in their junior, senior years, bringing them in as interns, and then they're kind of locked into a career once they get there, because we will make them an offer before they finish their last year of college.
And you got intern programs that you'll talk about today. So yeah, you're instrumental in doing a whole lot of great things. You and your girl, Miss Sandra Mann,
Sandra Evers-Manley. She's the vice president. She sits in the East Coast. She used to be in our Century City office, and I'm very proud of her. She's actually related to Medgar Evers, if you know anything about
the civil rights that lost his life behind them people.
And she also has a film company.
Yes, she
Be
does.
Hurt. Shout out to Be Hurt.
Yes.
Yep. So she's doing some stuff. That's my girl there. Very beautiful, caring, just really, really caring woman. So, and so getting back to Miss Monica. So, better known as Miss M. She's done radio. She's done television. She's done PRs. Man, she's done a whole lot of stuff. But right now, she's joining us today to help us talk about, our new topic, which brings into a lot of perspectives of what you work with. So it's going to be an interesting topic. I'm not dropping the topic yet, but when I do, it's going to be right in your wheelhouse. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me bring to you Miss M right now. All right, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining, but you've already joined us already, so we've been talking. We've been chopping it up, so that's good. Okay, now getting ready to move over to this other young lady who, when she comes in, you can see the way she's dressed today. I mean, it's like there is an aura that follows this woman. Okay, every once in a while when I walk around and look at her, I'm always feeling around to see if there's actually that halo there, physical, because I know it seems to be there when we look and see that visionary of it. You know what I'm saying? So, she's a prayer warrior too. She hit this ground running. She was in the prayer when she walked in the door. She must have felt like, okay,
she's our sunshine.
Yeah, she's like, let me get this together here. Now I'm just. Some people chant.
Yes.
She prays. So we love it. This young lady here, I met a few ago, and she has just kind of like been a trailblazer in her own way. She's made her way. And if it wasn't a way, she invented a way. And so she is prolific in television. She's prolific in production of television. She puts her editing hat on when she needs to. She does her whole thing. She's a one unit right there rolled up into her. She's a writer, well acclaimed, and got some more books. I'm waiting to see what book she's coming out with now, but she's always got something nice to say. Very witty, very funny. She's got a smile that just kind of like just takes away. She knows how to dress immaculately, just makes these magazines kind of like come and calling. But as long as they're on the air right now, guys, don't call in trying to talk about here's a new show for you to do. We ain't having it. I'm telling you, you cannot snatch this woman from off the Gospel Jazz Connection.
They can look.
Yeah. That's where you go. All right, unless you got a whole gang of money, okay? A couple Brinks trucks, then we might negotiate something. No, but this lady's a mother and 3 beautiful kids that are really doing the thing, and that's a really good thing. She's a wife. She's a woman of God. And like I said, being a marketing guru that she is, she just does so many things. But to us, she's just ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Ladies and gentlemen, help us welcome Miss Germany.
Hey, hey, hey.
What's up with you, girl?
Peace and love, happiness and joy.
That's right. All of the above.
All of the above.
That's
just
right.
Being able to be in that place where you can breathe. I like how you said that. Let's just breathe. Because sometimes we need to slow it down a little bit and just look at the greatness that's around us. Oftentimes we are complaining because we're in such a rush to get things done or in a rush to make whatever come that is on its way, but you have to be patient in order to see what God has already done for you. And so I find that it's really great to just stop and just take a few minutes and just assess the situation and say, God, thank you for this moment, this time, right now, right here, because somebody somewhere is struggling for that breath. I don't know if they're, God forbid, in the hospital just hanging on. God forbid, relatives. I know someone right now that they have a loved one that is fighting for their life, stage 4 cancer, and she's just waiting to die, essentially. And so her attitude is not gruesome. She's in a uplifted, joyful place. So if I can encourage anyone right now on this Friday evening, that encouragement would be to just breathe. Just take a moment and thank God for the things that you have in your life right now that are good.
I like that because I just know that Monica just told me about one of her family members that just got sick on Friday. She's a very prolific politician. She got sick on Friday and she went into hospice the next day. I was serious to go from getting sick to hospice to now she passed, what was it, yesterday?
The day before yesterday.
The day before yesterday. And so that's just family members. So that's, we lift you up on that one, Ms. M. So,
Thank you.
So I understand. Thank you for that word. We need that. We need that. Now, this next young lady that is new to the tribunal, that's one way of putting it. This is the baby of the crew. Okay? She a youngster. Like she said last time, she said wet behind the ears. But she doesn't miss too much going through those ears. She sees and hears it all. And she's learned a lot since she's been out here. The few months she came out here and sacrificed a budding career. She majored in fashion and the merchandising and all the things that go with that New York vantage point of being in the industry of fashion. She got away from that, but that's a mecca where to go when people want to actually exude in the fashion industry is New York. When she decided to go west, young lady, and come out to LA and become all that she can be as far as a recording artist. And so that's her passion right there, the music, and they're around lives where she's happy with. And so we're glad to bring you out here. You know what I'm saying? She's doing some things out here now. She's just started working with a television show with our girl Makita. They're doing a video show. We'll talk about that a little bit. And also, this young lady is just getting ready to pick up the guitar and get some more training under her, man. She's got everybody coming to her now saying, I'm going to train you, I'm going to work with you. So she's going to be a fine-tuned musician before we know it. She's going to be playing every instrument fluently. We might even get Stevie Wonder to hear her and want to just show her how to do the harmonica. That's the kind of personality she has. She has ways of drawing people to her. So this, like I said, is a very beneficial, monumental, and blessed union we have on having her on our team here at the Gospel Jazz Connection in our life. She is a signed artist now. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Von True. Hey. What be up with you, girl?
Everything.
Okay, I got you.
You know, I've been doing quite a few things in the city. Been moving around quite a bit. Thank you for the guitar, because I started writing a song with it yesterday, and it sounds beautifully. And I just want to make a point to what Germany said. I literally did that earlier today. Like, just took a moment, took a breath. You're like, okay, everything's super crazy right now, but just step back and said, thank you, God, for everything, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing that you know who you are and whose you are.
Yeah.
And you know it works for you.
Absolutely.
So that's a good thing. A lot of people can't tell you that. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the Gospel Jazz Connection, and we're right on point. Today, the topic we're talking about today.
Don't look at me like that.
Me either.
Okay, no. Here's the topic today. It's a multifaceted topic, ladies and gentlemen, because it's going to bring in a whole lot of facets. But this is living. Today is called living your purpose, living that purpose-driven life. Okay, so we want to know what it looks like to you and how it can influence us inside and out, so that we are on. Because, like I say, before you can really reach anything in your life, you've got to come to a point to where you know what your mission is. And some people call it mission, and it's really your purpose. You know what I'm saying? Because we're here for a purpose. Those of us that were bought by a price, we're not our own. So we're definitely on a purpose. And so you can go through life doing the things that make you happy and wondering why you're living a life that's mediocre. Because you're not in the vein, you're not in that slot of your purpose. And a lot of us waste a lot of years trying to find out what it is that our purpose is. But once you connect with that purpose in your life, I'm talking for myself right now, you move at the speed of sound. You look at things and things just fall into place because you know where you stand in perspective of what you're doing, where you're going, where you came from, and using all these things to His glory to fulfill your purpose, because the purpose that you have is what He gave us. And each one are called in our own way. You see what I'm saying? All things work together for good to them that love God, to them that are called according to His purpose. You feel me? So that's when it all comes together, when we're doing what we're supposed to do in the purpose. So I'm going to go around and open up the mic, and I'm going to let you talk to the audience and have fun with the ladies. And start out first, I want to know what purpose to you means, and then we're going to bring it more intimate and talk about your purpose and how that looks from your focal points, okay? So let me go over here. Let me do this. Let me start with the youngster in the crew, and let's start with Miss Von True.
I believe that means just being true to yourself and your God-given talents and your God-given strength, and just, like you said, using a cumulative of what you've been taught that you feel like drives you, and still being open and willing to learn new attributes of your craft. It's crazy, actually, because I was learning how to edit videos, and I never did that because I'm a music artist. But right. I'm learning how to do it now, you know? Right. But that's also a huge part of it. You don't know what's going to come along in your path, but when you're walking in your purpose, it's like you're in divine order, so doors and gates are going to open up for you. People are going to come at you and, give you opportunities. Things are just going to happen unexpectedly because you're doing what you were created to do. You know, we're all consistently in co-creation with the ultimate creator. So once you're walking in that power, you're in power. Like, it's real.
Yeah, I like that, and that's what's once you're walking in that power. So that's what it is. And okay, now I want to come back because see, you gave me your answer on that one there, but we want to really get into it a minute. So let's jump over here for a second. And Ms. Germany, let's okay. Same question to you. The purpose aspect of it. What does that purpose aspect of it look to you as far as what Webster would say, and what purpose is to you?
What Webster would say.
Well,
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think for God's people, it's about kingdom building. So I think if you are doing things that will impact other people, reaching back to lift the fallen, if your dreams are connected with making the world a better place, I think that's where purpose lies.
Okay, so that's the definition of purpose to you. Okay, got you. Ladies and gentlemen, keep remembering each and every answer they give you as far as, because they're setting the stage here. When you get ready to have a sandwich, then you come on with your bread, and then you put your whatever you want in between, and then you get that final slice. So it's all going to be a part of, when you leave here, you get to know who these ladies are and why they're so instrumental into not only the kingdom building aspect, but the kingdom building aspect of Gospel Jazz Connection. Okay, so now we're going over here to Miss M. Miss M, can you give us a little on your look on purpose and your aspect?
Purpose is finding what makes me happy, what inspires me, and how I can reach back to other young people, preferably for myself, and help them and let them see through my eyes and have visions of what I see for them. So that's why I find myself a lot of times working with a lot of high school students and college students, trying to put them on a journey, and not put them on my journey, but have them open up themselves so they can see what their true purpose is in life. Because if they can see what their true purpose is in life and their talents are, because sometimes they don't even recognize their own talents, and they're not sure what path they want to take. But if you give them opportunities and show them different avenues, different areas, it opens up so many opportunities for them, and they can take each one of these paths to see which truly makes them happy. And I always profess, don't do something if you're not happy doing it, because you won't put your best foot forward.
Now that makes a lot of sense. It makes sense whenever I go to some place to get my car worked on or whatever, and I find out that there's some quirks in it after I leave there. That's what it is, probably. They're not happy. When I'm eating food and I don't like it, they're probably not happy. So I got to start asking people when I walk in there, ladies and gentlemen, take that time to ask first, are you happy?
Are you happy in your job? Are you happy in what you're doing?
Good? Are we good? And then if they successfully answer that one right, then you go ahead and proceed with caution. But I'm going to start asking that. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Ms. M. Yeah, I do.
Tell off the bat. Like, you don't even have to.
Yes.
If you're just slamming stuff on your plate, huh? Like, oh, Lord, okay, I got you. No. But yeah, people out there do that. I mean, they think we're kidding when we talk about this. No, I've seen some crazy stuff. Pushing shopping carts in there to help you to the car because somebody said carry out on aisle number 5, and then when they get to your car, they want to slam into the side, and you're sitting there going, really? But I'm doing you a favor. They want to make it like they're doing you a favor. Oh, really?
No.
I wouldn't have had this $200 dent in my car if I had done it myself. You're doing me a favor? You just added to my misery. So, you're right. I like that. Ladies, thank you. Okay, so let's now that we got the door open, we're going to get a little deeper into this one here. Purpose-driven life to you. What in your life really is a schematic so far of what you're doing, what you want to do? Because I have to tell people, when we talk to each other, I want to find out where you've been, where you're at now, and where you're going. So let's get a little bit deeper into your purpose to live a driven life now. Ms. Vaughn, let's tell on yourself for a minute.
So funny. For me, it's heavily spiritual.
Okay.
I'll wake up at 3-4 o'clock in the morning with just so much zeal and writing poems and writing lyrics and start drawing out designs of fashion that I know I'm going to create very soon. Different things like that. It just kind of comes to me because it's already within me. It's just bringing it out. And that's a big thing. Not letting things block that energy I think it's probably the reason why I probably do wake up at 4 a.m. or whatever is because that's a resting period, and you're very vulnerable at that period. So they kind of come to me like, "Hey, get up," and I start just like doing stuff, which is amazing to me actually. I really enjoy that. But I mean, overall, you know, my past is fashion design. Ever since I came to California, it's been a wild ride getting into the music business and keep driving on with it.
Right.
But everything is kind of coming in alignment for me. So I mean, that's why I really had to express that, put emphasis on it earlier when you asked, because it just comes all into alignment when you are, like she said, kingdom building, creating heaven on earth. Like it's all purposeful.
Well, let me ask you. You're only 25. You just turned 25 at that. So I mean, you know, so you're still a quarter century. Which anything in that one there is not even counting.
What does that mean?
Because here's what I mean. The other part of our catalyst, Miss Linda Coleman Willis, congratulations to you. Love you. We miss you today. She and her husband have been married for 25 years. Okay? And they didn't get married as no kids either. You follow what I'm saying? So 25 years, they were married longer than you were alive. That's what I mean. Okay? So going from that perspective, with a serious tip, okay? There were times in your life that I'm sure some of these accomplishments that you have reached, milestones, were not even there. Some might have been a blur. Some might have been on your bucket list or whatever you want to call it. But at which time can you sit back and solidify and say, okay, this is when they started merging together and started pulling together? Because you're doing 3 different careers. You're doing a music career over here, which is one complete solid assessment assignment in itself. You're doing a fashion career and the different angles you took along that way, and out in marketing management, working with the magazine. I mean, that's a whole career in itself, okay? And then editing part of it, playing your own music, producing your own music. I mean, you're doing so many jobs that are unique job descriptional titles. You see what I'm saying? So at what time did you sit back in life and say, okay, these things I'm doing, but let me put it together into one package and pursue this as a package? Do you kind of remember at the time? And what was that feeling like saying, this is what I want to lock in as one?
So ultimately, I still don't feel as though it's in one. I feel like I'm still just doing each of them how I know how to do it and how I can incorporate it into my life, and eventually they all will be one. When I was in high school, I went to a STI school, so I have a cosmetology license from that since I was 17.
Right.
So I, just did my nails earlier because they needed to be done before I go to an event later that's going to be helping me go, immerse myself in networking within, the music scene.
Gotcha.
Things come into alignment and you use what you need when, you use what you got when you need to. So I mean, like, I'm just still putting everything together day by day, but I mean, I think ultimately God has a bigger plan for me that I can ever know. He never put only one gift on each person and said you can only do this.
Right.
You're able to do anything. You just have to have that passion, that zeal for it, honestly. So I mean, I'm just coming together with everything and seeing how it works out.
And I'm like it. I like that. I like that honesty, because there's a time in life when you got to sit back and say, oh, this is too much, and a lot less determined people would do that, because you're doing a whole lot.
Yeah.
What the kids say, a whole lot.
Yeah, I'm doing music. I'm doing modeling. I have an acting audition coming soon. I have so many things. I'm still designing everything. From fashion marketing to fashion design. So I mean, it's just so many things that I'm made of and I love to do. Why not just go for it all and see which one works the best? And I'm just so passionate about music.
Okay, now I'm gonna go a little deeper now, because I know when you're doing a lot of stuff in there, then there's always that social aspect that you got to say, well, what about your personal life, whatever. Now, me and you have an understanding of a choice that you made, a life choice.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you can be out there partying with this and doing it, and you know what I'm saying, you got dates all day long, or you know, doing that, and people do that stuff. But
That's not my life.
let's talk about that choice you made as far as the personal aspect and how that's helping you now. How's that cementing some of the decisions you made? Because you got some young ladies trying to clock in with you right now that are feeling you. So let's go a little deep now.
Yeah. So I mean, social life, it's prime always, because if we were meant to be in a world where, you know, we weren't supposed to speak to anybody or whatever, God would have made that possible. So at the end of the day, especially in the music industry, in any industry, but especially music, how do you network? You go to parties, you go to events, you know what I mean? That's how you like kind of level up within everything. So I mean, I do that thing, but also to myself, you're getting at the point that I have been abstinent for about a couple years now, actually. About 2 years now. And it'll be 2 years in December. I try not to count time, but thanks for bringing it back. 2 years in December. So, I mean, I don't go on many dates because I'm so focused, and I came here with a purpose and for a meaning, and I'm trying to get somewhere very, very quickly and that lasts for a very long time. So that's like my goal.
Right.
So I don't really dive into that, but at the same time, me personally, I feel like I would just have to be real in my own story. I've already kind of come in tune with the person I really feel for. And since they're not here with me, and you know, we're not exactly, you know, physically together right now, I've just decided to, you know, hold off on that, because the vibrational frequency between me and this person is much higher than any falsified relationship than I will ever put together in this life. So I just really came within myself, and it's not like I was like, all right, I'm not going to do this again until it just happened, because that's how strong I feel about that. You know, I'm very tight when it comes to mine. Don't touch me.
Okay.
But you know what? That's really good.
Yeah.
Because this takes us back to the way it used to be a long time ago. And Germany could probably relate to this, because it used to be a time when women actually dated men. It wasn't about just, let's go out, this is what they call a butt call, and then I may not talk to you anymore, or I may. No, we actually got wined, we got dined, we were treated with respect, and there was a time frame where you may not have slept with this person for a month, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, but you were frequently out with this person, weekly or whatever, and then you consummated that relationship when you got married, not before. And that's when you really knew if you loved this person or if it was just a physical attraction, and there's a major difference.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Please express that difference to the ladies who don't know that today, because it's corrupt.
Right.
It is.
System is corrupt.
Yeah, talk about stuff, but putting too much on it. Yeah, they putting too much on it. Being a man out there and a single man, I see it coming daily, and I watch it, and I watch others that get caught in the trap or whatever. But there's nothing like the emotional aspect to women, which is a beautiful thing that God gets. The emotion that women have when you see them, whether they're with their child or when they're doing work. I mean, it's just that they can be intense. And I work with women, so I study them. And being able to be in a position where God has allowed women to feel comfortable with me and everything, I learn a lot, and I watch it. And so I treat them with respect. I treat them like they were my mothers, like they were my daughters, whatever. And that's what I do with respect. And that's what I do. And I look crazy at the partners of mine that cross the boundaries or whatever. The ones that just basically everything has got to be an after-hour call, or everything's got to be manipulatory, or what can you do for me, or what. I watch these guys that have made mistakes, and I can watch somebody hit their head against the wall, and I can say, okay, I'm not going to do it for myself because I saw what happens. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need to be that guy that has to stick my finger in his light socket to see if it's going to work or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It happens when you get caught up in an emotion, and sometimes the women's emotions can take them to another level. I've seen cats are in Forest Lawn right now because they got in the wrong side of the emotional aspect with a woman. Okay? A lot of things come when you play with women's emotions.
Yes, it does.
The woman's emotion is very strong. And I'm talking to young girls that are watching you on this show and listening to you, and they're feeling you and they're understanding and they're appreciating that you chose to do what you did and you worded it the way you need to, because there's a lot of them out there that also are being told that if you want to make it in music, whatever, there's the casting couch. You got to go through this door, and you got to give up yourself. You got to, in Germany, we're going to talk with you on the situation here, but being an actress and being in the industry, you've been through it. You know what's going on with it, so you can associate what that looks like on that one there. But Vaughn, what I'm saying, you're new to this. But not only are you new to this, but you're watching it with open eyes wide open. So, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and just talk on that a little bit.
Yeah, I'm new to California. I ain't new to the game.
No, we know that. Yeah,
mean,
but the California game is a twisted game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a touch on it.
Every city, every state, every subculture has their way of finessing the game.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the game is the game.
No kidding.
Yes, it
You
is.
know, and personally, I could have played, but I choose not to because that's not in my path.
Right.
It has nothing to do with my divine purpose. Why am I going to?
Right, we appreciate that. Yeah.
But it's come to a time. You mentioned men, but women got fed up, and they're sitting here playing the same dirty games.
Yeah.
It's a hot girl summer. Did you know that?
Yes.
It's a hot girl summer. That's what they're all yelling, and it's just like that's cool and all, but it's about how you can trick and put guys in a trick bag and get their money and you know get what you want and leave real quick.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the tables kind of have turned.
Yes.
And it's like at the end of the day, the only thing that wins the game is the game.
Yeah.
You're not
That's
going to
it.
win from that.
Yeah.
That's
You're
it.
not going to win.
That's
and
real.
you may think momentarily, oh, I got this from him and fa la la la, but at the same time, at the end of the day, you're still mad, you're still bitter, you still ain't going to find nobody to fall in love with because you're still playing this trick game. You might end up with 7 kids. I'm just saying, like, that's just how it kind of tumbles down into the situation.
That's
right.
And it's really sad because I've seen people like this, like, I grew up with them, and it's just like, I want so much better for you because, you know, I can see all your potential, but you need to see your potential yourself and not just, you know, try to hang around some guy and, you know, fiend on him because he can get you a meal or he can get you a car or he can get you whatever.
Right.
Like, believe in it for yourself and do it for yourself and
That's
boss
right.
up.
Be
Boss up.
self-sufficient.
Like, okay?
Yes.
At the end of the day, because it's really terrible how it's just like switched up and got corrupted. Now everybody's in a whole game, and that's why I can't really even date. I mean, there's still good people out there.
Right.
There's still good people out there, but me, I just rather not even waste my time on trying to figure it out.
Right.
You know, if you really want it, you'll come forth.
Yeah, that's true.
Period.
Yeah.
And you'll show yourself.
Because cream rises to the top. Yeah, because, you know what I'm saying, see, you're talking about the nice side of it, but there's some guys out there that you tricked in the first time, that kill you. You go on the news any time of day, and you find a woman's body that's dumped behind a barn because she's dumped on the side. Oh, they're getting back at them because you got some fools that, you take my money, watch this.
And so set them up, everything.
The game is over.
Everything. Hurt people. Yes,
they do.
And that's the whole thing. Like somehow they was hurt, whatever, whether it's their family, whether it's the girl in the past, whatever, whether it's what you know, everybody, we just all need to heal.
Yeah, you do. Now I'm gonna go over here to I'm gonna go over here to Miss Germany Kent and find out from Miss Germany because she's just been sitting there holding that molten lava. So let it come on out there, girl. I know you know some. I know you've heard, seen, and watched, and oh my goodness, talk to us, young lady.
Well, just ditto to everything that Vaughn said and to everything that Miss M kind of agreed with. It's like, we see it. We know that it's there. And the question is, are you going to play in the game, or are you going to be a bigger person and say, this is not what I want for my life, which is what I think Vaughn has successfully done. She walked away from we don't know what to take the risk to say, you know what, I want better. And that's the first thing that you have to acknowledge, that whatever is being thrown at you, you're not going to be a victim to that circumstance or that situation, that you want better. And you're going to do whatever it takes in order to make sure that you put yourself on the right path so that you can avoid all of that. I don't care if it's people or circumstances or whatever. You have to literally make the choice first and say, you know what? I've had it. That's it. I'm out of here. And if that means going from the DMV to the LAX, I mean, that's what you got to do.
Right.
So it's this real talk. I just love it. I love real talk.
Right.
It's like, let's keep it real with what it is. Don't try to sugarcoat it, because it ain't gonna happen. There are some people that they try to sugarcoat what things are and what they perceive them to be, kind of what I was talking about in a previous conversation.
Right.
Sometimes in the industry, you can be in situations that are so uncomfortable, and people turn a blind eye to it, and it's like,
they do.
I know that you know that that's wrong, but in that situation, somehow they have convinced themselves that because they're around certain people, that they can let their guard down and they can just be loose with those people.
Right.
And I just think that you have to be who you are all the time, because it gets to be very confusing when people are one way in one environment and then you see them in another environment and they're, I don't want to say holier than thou, but they're different. And so just like, okay, well, I just saw you the other week, and I know that you're married, and you were, doing these things that married people shouldn't engage in. But the thing about it is, you have to be a strong person, because you have to remove yourself from that, because that wins you over.
Right.
You're not bigger than that.
No.
And so I think if people feel as though they can win in that situation, they're kidding themselves.
Right.
You literally have to get up and go. You cannot stay planted in that situation, because it will consume you. Eventually, it will consume you.
And you know what? You can't hate the player. You got to hate the game. And the game has been here before we even were thought about.
Yeah.
So the game has perfected itself. It's like going to Vegas and saying, okay, I'm going to win in Vegas. Then I don't care who you are, what your pedigree is, where you come from. We're going to know where you're going down there trying to mess with Vegas and think you're going to be Vegas. The odds are stacked against you every time. And that's what it is out here working in the Vegas of Satan's playground. Now, we already know he's the power and principalities of this earth. This is his domain. And he's tripping like he's tripping, but see, he works through people like I works through people. So that's where the game is personified. So if you think you got a way to get out of it, then he's going to get somebody else that's training coming out of the academy next week that tightened up on the game and knows how to close up this little hole in the fence that you escaped. Not everybody's going to get through there to be able to talk about what they left.
Right.
Because once you go back and say, man, that's not the place to go, then too many people are going to hear about it. Guess what? You're just going to close up the gap. It ain't going to happen.
And in the industry, you will drown in that situation, because there's always going to be somebody stepping up to take advantage of you in those situations.
Yeah.
And you have to think about it. You're no longer in control of yourself now.
No.
They are in control of you, because they know they have this carrot dangling over your head, and you're going to bite and chop at it every time you want something or you need something. They know that.
Right.
And so they can steer you down paths that you wouldn't ordinarily have gone down to try to get you somewhere that you are never going to get to. And that was the plan from the beginning. They were never going to give you that Rolls Royce type of life.
Right.
They had no intentions of it.
Couldn't
but
do
you're
it.
thinking you're going to get there because you're putting out for them. It's not going to happen.
So you're another damaged person.
Yes, you are.
And that's what, like you said, damaged people damage other people. So now for going into the next level, let's go to the next level now. So when you look out your window and you see the sun is very bright and there's no trees moving, you see there's no wind, and you can pretty much look out and tell when it's really a hot day. You dress accordingly. Don't you agree?
Yes.
So now if you know how to dress accordingly, what are some ways that our listeners can look for as far as telltale signs if they want to get into this industry and they're coming from Tugelo, Mississippi, or outback country, Kansas City, or whatever, and don't know what this is other than people sitting on the porch waving at each other when they drive by on tractors? There are some people like that still. Okay, believe it or not. So, do you have some, ladies, if you can give us each a couple of signs that you saw and what could help? You know, some of the road signs that they may not know are there. Don, let's start with you.
So with these fashion trends, there's like booty colors have gotten out of control.
Okay.
It's crazy. But my main thing is if you want people to take you seriously,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of need to have that attitude and have that dressed accordingly. Because otherwise, you're just gonna look like the next one, and that draws attention to you.
Right.
But at the same time, like, what kind of attention do you really want?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I remember the Daisy Dukes back in the day. They was and Daisy
gotten
Dukes,
too serious
and now you
now,
say they're
though.
called booty shorts. 'Cause
No,
I-
like
Booty
I call
cutters.
them booty cutters.
yeah, because they're going way beyond that.
But they look like drawers.
Yeah,
like it's
and-
They do.
horrible.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
horrible.
And some of them are not for everybody, because I've seen some 500-pound women trying to do that.
Yo.
Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but cottage
confident.
cheese coming in. Yeah. So let's be
It's like, did you have a mirror in your house?
So I'm saying, so no, that's a good one right there. So okay, let's Jeremy, let's go. Okay, let's bring you in and let's talk about what is one of the signs that you can give somebody. You can say, okay, you see this little sign on the road at DMV tells you what this sign means. What sign can you tell somebody? Especially in your. You've talked about some of the new things they got going on, like there's a lot of wife swapping. What it used to be back in the 60s too, wife swapping and what they call that, communal parties, what is, threesomes or whatever they call it now.
Orgies.
Yeah, orgies is what I'm thinking of. So what are the signs that somebody can look at and be able to tell if they're in that kind of environment?
Inconsistencies.
Okay.
That's the big thing,
Mm-hmm.
because if someone is flaky,
Mm-hmm.
or if they appear to be not all together, they could actually be playing you. That's a thing that I've learned. Like, people, they will feel you out to see how much you know. And so one of the ways you can tell is through inconsistencies. Just watch their behavior. Ways and actions speak louder than words. And if you see that they're inconsistent, then that's how you know that that's not somebody that you want to join forces with.
So let's go a little bit. Okay, so you say inconsistency. Okay, so if you know somebody at your job and they're doing the same thing every day, that's consistency. So what kind of little things that you know inconsistencies?
If somebody's at your job and you come in one day and they speak,
Okay,
and you guys, have a little chat in the break room about, how your night went. You went to the movies or what have you. Then the next day, if you go in and that same person that you talked to in the break room does not speak to you, they don't make eye contact with you, they just go on about their way like you don't exist, that's inconsistent.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah. So
That's a problem.
and one of the things that I have noticed, especially out in this region, is people are fake. They wear plastic. It's kind of like, you don't know who they are. You don't know what bag they're going to come out of. And so you have to really be careful in knowing that it's the industry, and the industry can turn people like that.
I like that. I think it's there's some people out there, boy, they're as fake as great grandmama's furniture. You got that plastic written all over it. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So they can just
Yeah.
switch it from place to
Half
place.
the time, they don't even know who they are.
No, they
They
don't.
don't.
It's scary.
They
No,
could
but that's a
be
good.
playing in Satan's playground.
Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I thank you. I really appreciate that. So guys, take
That's
that
why
with
you
it
have
as
to
a
know
job.
who you are. You have
Yeah.
to be comfortable with yourself and surround yourself with people that are like you.
Right.
And people that you can trust, and you know that you can confide in them. Because when you get into those arenas, it's cutthroat out there.
Right,
It
right,
really
right.
is.
Right.
Because everybody is scratching at the bit trying to get something, and they will roll all over you.
Yeah, that's a good point, ladies. Okay, now we're gonna go to trust and honesty. Now, I tell women when I meet them and they want to get off into what I'm all about or whatever, I just tell them off the front. My daddy gave me a very good lesson in life. He told me not to lie to people, and I thought it was really good. But I had to take it one step further. I don't lie to women more so than anything else. But he showed me that it takes a lot more effort to say something, and then it made sense to me when he started breaking it down. And so you tell a lie, then you got to cover that lie with another lie. And so women, being as inquisitive as they are, they're going to wait in the cut, and in the end of the conversation, they're going to bring back around like a comic does. You start that punchline, they're going to bring it back down. And so they're going to feed you the whole thing, and then they're going to listen and watch whatever. So by the time you finish with, you got 15,000 lies to cover for. Dude, you sunk. Okay, you might as well just stop the conversation. Let me just look, man. Let me just go and walk out. I lost this one here.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. But guys don't realize that they try to get slicker and slicker and slicker and build a bigger hole. So that's what I don't lie to women. I'm telling you, if you ask me about something and I feel it's none of your business, I'm straight. I say I don't think it's none of your business. And then being a spirit that I have, and I'm like, well, Lord, was there a way I should have said that better? Or could I have shared a certain aspect or whatever? I didn't want to feel so I didn't want to come off so mean and funky like that. But none of your men. Otherwise, like I said, if you ask me something straight out, you know what you did yesterday. You know what you're doing now. You don't know what you're doing tomorrow. But I mean, just what is it to just say, yeah, I did it, or I'm doing it, or whatever, just like that. Just real talk. And then that's what you got to be, because once you get that trust bond, I got women that got trust bonds, okay, that are married and whatever. But we got a trust bond, and everybody can rock with that. And they're comfortable with that. The husbands don't feel intimidated by me being around their wife because they know who their wife is, but they know more so who my integrity is. I'm going to tell it real, and I'm going to keep it real. Okay? I'm not trying to do booty calls. Like I said, you were able to tell yourself, I've been celibate for over 5 years. And so, yeah, it's been rough at times, like I said, but you know what? That's why I stay laced up, and not as much as I really want to, but whenever I feel like I'm frustrated, I go to the gym. I'm at 24-hour fitness, and I went there because it's open 24 hours a day. And when something comes on me, I can go lift the whole gym. And when it's over with, I can concentrate on what. But Paul said certain aspects of that in his life when he was writing the greatest number of epistles that he did. And talked about living when you're married. You got to carry yourself as a certain way to please the wife, and her wife has got to be a certain way to the husband. But if you're single, then you don't have to do nothing but please God. So you're concentrating your purpose, and everything is just focusing on one thing, just getting it done the right way. But and I was told another friend of mine that we become very good friends, and we were closer than a husband and wife could ever be, but we didn't cross a line with it. But we respect each other to the fullest. And I said, I'm gonna be honest with you, if me and you had got together, I wouldn't have accomplished my purpose at all, because my whole thing is I'm a more loyal friend to others than they are to me. I would support her in her endeavors. I'd put her first, and everything I did would have been pushing them. I wouldn't have no chance to do what the purpose I was, because I'm just trying to find, that's my wife, I got to cover her first, and that's what I do. I cover people first, you know what I'm saying? But there comes a time when you got to say, okay, then I don't have it. So God just made sure I don't have them prosecutions in my life. I don't have those proclivities in my life. Okay, I got a daughter, she does her own thing, she works, she's very successful. I got a grandson. He knows how to ask me for what he wants, and otherwise, he got his little ways of doing things. He goes on about his business. Nobody bugs me. Those are the only ones I'm responsible for, and myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit on one side of the table and say, hey, I need this, and then come back and answer that question. I'm cool with myself. No matter what I am, I'm completing what I do. So that allows me to focus and concentrate on 50 different projects at once and do it right. Those people that don't have that have other people influencing their life, that depend on them, that they're depending on, it's a little harder, wouldn't you say, to be able to put somebody else first and do that God-driven thing 24 hours a day when you have somebody that you reports to you. Do you agree to that? What do you say? Just, Jeremy, what do you think about that?
I think that's a lot going on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the most part.
Right.
Yeah, but one of the things that I heard you say that I really respect is the fact that you know what your limits are. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I think when you start talking about living a full, balanced life,
right,
a purpose-driven life, mm-hmm, you really have to be on one accord, mm-hmm, with yourself.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Not the people around you. Mm-hmm. It's not about other people.
Right.
It's about who you are when nobody's watching.
Exactly.
And I really, really like how you said, I go to the gym. Mm-hmm. Like you have strategies to mm-hmm deal with some of the things that you're wrestling with. Mm-hmm. And so at the end of the day, that's so important to know that you can control what those things are. Mm-hmm. And obviously you go to God. You know, you have your worship time and everything, mm-hmm, and you're one with Him.
Right.
But I just like how you're self-disciplined, because you have to have self-discipline in order to be a purpose-driven person.
Yeah.
because otherwise you're just out there. You're just out there grabbing.
Too many women with booty cutters out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't have any focus.
Yeah.
You know, you're off balance.
Right. No, you're right.
And so that's the key thing. And
Yeah.
I just thought that was so powerful.
You got to find that one. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
That's right.
So I know what to stand for, and so you just can't. That's where I got to be. That gets me through the night. Miss M, let's bring this over to you and get your comments on this.
To me, that's being comfortable with yourself and within yourself. You understand what your limitations are, so you're not going to put yourself in a situation where you're going to be even tempted to do something like that. So you go and handle your business the way you know how to do it, and you're not harming anybody because there's nobody there but you and those irons that you pumping or you pushing. So that's a good thing. Because I do the same thing. You know, I might go running, I might go play some tennis or go bowling because I'm very active in doing stuff like that.
Right.
Just run out and go do things.
Right.
Because it's not hard to abstain from the flesh. It's not. People make it difficult.
Right.
And they make it more difficult than it needs to be because it's not that important. It really isn't. Because lust has been around forever. And I mean, I don't care if you're married. You might see somebody walk down the street and they look good. Yes, you're going to look, and maybe you did lust for that minute or that second. But you have to know how to control yourself. You have to know how to sustain and be that woman that you are. Because men respect you more when you say no. They may not like it.
Right.
But they'll respect you more because they will always say to their friends and their buddies in the industry, oh, you can't go down that road. It's not going to happen.
Right.
She knows who she is.
Right.
She's not intimidated. She's not tempted by what you're dangling in front of her. She's a self-sustaining woman. She knows where she's going. She's on that path. And you can't stop a woman when she's on her path.
I love it. There you go. So what we're gonna do?
We have one that's
Yes.
on her
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down to start with our youngest. We're gonna go with Ms. Bontrue, and I need about a minute from each one of you to kind of sum up what you're doing today, and also leave us with some food of thought or how to catch up with you, Ms. Vaughn.
I just want to say balance is life. Like, seriously, duality is a part of being in this 3D experience, and balance is the biggest thing that we have to come in tune with ourselves and really understand our standards and boundaries, and just push for what we truly believe in, and not let anybody or anything else come in between that.
I love that.
Speak.
And how can I catch up with you?
Yeah, you can catch up on me. My email is support@vontrue, VONTRUE.com. I'm on Instagram, Facebook as von.true. And I also have a show coming up on August 19th off of Santa Monica Boulevard in West Hollywood at Bar Livingston. So...
We'll talk more about that too as it comes down.
Yeah.
We'll keep you posted. Appreciate it. Okay, let's go over there to Miss Germany.
Okay, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod, thy staff, they comfort me. And I just want you to know that you're protected. If you go to God and just ask Him for His guidance and His covering, He will protect you. And you don't have to wrestle with things as much as you feel like you may have to. He's there for you. Always, always, always know that He has your back. God loves you, so do we. Be encouraged. If you need to reach out to me, my email is bookKent, it's BOOKKENT @germanymail.com.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Miss M.
I just say, know if you're a woman out there in the industry and you're going through those trials, you are in control of yourself. Don't allow anybody else to control you. And if you need to reach me, you can reach me at gospeljazzconnection@yahoo.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, I told you we were in for a good show today. And that's what you got to do. You got to take the information that these young ladies gave you, because it is no joke. It's very valuable. Put it into your own interpretation, your own style, and bring out what works for you. By doing that, you're going to find out how to put your purpose onto a fast track. And that way you could stay within yourself. Like all the ladies are saying here, you got to stay within yourself. Know yourself, be able to know who you are and whose you are, and you got to be able to stand up under the scrutiny, because, hey, ain't nobody going to take the blunt of it the consequences of it or the responsibility of it at the end of the day, but you. So this has been the Gospel Jazz Connection. This is what we do each and every week, and I hope that you enjoyed and found something that works for you. My name is D Nice, and like I say, each and every week you put God first, and everything else will follow. So from the ladies here, from Miss Emma, from Miss Germany, and Miss Von True, and also from Lady D, get well soon so you can get back and tell us what's been happening in the entertainment aspect, from Miss Linda Coleman Willis, who's doing her 25th wedding anniversary tomorrow, and Mr. Wilford Willis. Congratulations that you guys have done it the right way, and the right thing is an example for all. Man, thank you all. Dr. Maxie, Jazzy, for having our back. Meantime, in between time, guess what? Here's the good part about it. We'll be back next week with more for you from the Gospel Jazz Connection. See ya.